Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to Day 5 of Joshy's picks for the NASL Day 5, which covers Division 5, and it is known to be one of the hardest groups in the NASL. Our first match today is IdrA versus Socke, and they actually played on the main stage at MLG Dallas 2011 just 2 weeks ago. IdrA did win that series 2-0 with some impressive Burrow Roach micro against Socke's 6 gates off of 2 bases. And it was pretty impressive and pretty decisive wins for IdrA, but I think that Socke has quite a lot of resources available to him to actually study Protoss players beating IdrA, including Cruncher, Ace. We had somebody else, but you could just watch MC versus Jelizerg, which were some great PvZ games as well. So if Socke has done his homework, he knows that 6-gate is not going to work against IdrA. Maybe he's taken some time to craft some new strategies. I think that IdrA could win this series. Of course, that is always a possibility, but I'm hoping that Socke has done his homework and will defeat IdrA, so I'm going to pick Socke for the win. Please don't let me down, German friend. But next up we have a mirror matchup. It is the first of 4 mirror matchups tonight. It is Tyler from Team Liquid versus Mao's Mana. Tyler recently has been very disappointed with his own play. I have not been disappointed with his play. I think he's still very good. He just wishes that he would beat everyone all the time. And in StarCraft 2, it's just not going to happen. But Mana, I haven't actually seen a lot of him either. He did very well at DreamHack Winter, but that was several months ago. And since then, I have not seen much out of him. So just based on that alone, I think Tyler is the kind of guy who will study relentlessly for a single matchup and play that matchup over and over and over in preparation for a match like this, and PvP just happens to be so volatile, it almost doesn't even matter who's better. It really comes down to sort of a build order rock, paper, scissors. If you catch the guy with his pants down, you win. It's kind of like that. So I think I am going to give the edge to Tyler because he's my homeboy, and I think he's going to beat Mao's Mana playing from Europe. So that's it for that second match. Next up, we have another mirror matchup. It's going to be Terran versus Terran between LG PainUser and MYM Cloud. Cloud, I have seen a lot of his games recently. PainUser also seen a lot of his games recently. Cloud has been winning a lot. PainUser has been winning only some. So TVT being a very tactical matchup, a lot of possibilities there. I think that Cloud should win these games, unfortunately for PainUser, so I am going to go ahead and go with Cloud as my pick, the Italian Terran player. Next up, we have yet another mirror matchup. This is the third one of the night. It is Zerg versus Zerg, and it is Fnatic MSI Sen, who is one of my favorite foreigners out there and favorite Zerg players, versus OGS Zenio. And Zenio actually does have a very sort of historical Zerg versus Zerg match from the GSL in which he knocked out IdrA with some crazy contamination play with a bunch of overseers. I don't know if you guys remember that match, but I certainly do. So I know Zenio is crafty, but I know Sen is so mechanically sound, and he's very cheesy. So Sen could win in the first 5 minutes, or he could play a 35-minute macro fest and just build every single unit Zerg has to offer. So I like Sen's playstyle better. Zenio's fun to watch as well, but I'm going to go with Sen for tonight's games. And finally, to finish everything off, we do have, who was it? We have another Terran versus Terran with drewbie, and I actually stayed at this guy's house for 2 weeks, so got to know him pretty well, and I am cheering for him, of course, against his opponent Slayer's Boxer, who is obviously Mr. StarCraft, Brood War at least. He hasn't quite won as many tournaments in StarCraft 2 as he has in Brood War just yet, but he is no slouch either. He is doing quite well in the few tournaments that he's still in. He did drop down to Code A this past season of GSL, so he will be in Code A for May, but he's so freaking good still. I am going to actually pick drewbie tonight, maybe more on a wish than actual knowledge about the game, but drewbie has the capability to win this. He's got very good multitasking, and I think he can keep Boxer busy long enough to pull out 2 wins tonight against the Brood War legend. And of course, Boxer is going to be playing from South Korea. Latency is always an issue, regardless of what they say. So I'm going to give the win to drewbie. So to review, my picks tonight are Socke, Tyler, Cloud, Sen, and drewbie. My guest picks today are coming from Patrick O'Neill. You might know him as Chobo Peon. He is a co-host of SC Center with JP every single weekday, or almost every single weekday, unless there's events going on. He wrote a book called the StarCraft Bible, so I think that entitles him to some sort of opinion about StarCraft games. And he is a sometimes writer for sk-gaming.com for the StarCraft 2 scene. He's on Twitter as he's on Twitter as ChoboPeon, so you can go follow him there as well. But he does have a website, www.chobopeon.com, where you can catch all of the content that he creates. Anyway, Patrick is feeling a little bit under the weather. I was actually going to try something new today and try to get some video or at least audio of him making his picks, but he asked that he can just name some players instead, so we're going with that. And Chobo Peon's picks for today are IdrA, Tyler, PainUser, Sen, and Boxer. So we do differ on 3 different picks today. I have Socke, he has IdrA, I have Cloud, he has PainUser, and I have drewbie, and he has Boxer. So one of us is going to look like a chump later on tonight. Hopefully it's him and not me. But now let's pull up the scoreboard and take a look at how everybody's been doing. These past games on Saturday night, I went 4-1, putting my total score up to 16-4. My guest, Leah Jackson, actually had a perfect 5-0. That's the first time a guest has outpicked me so far, so I'm sure it'll happen again, probably tonight. But good job, Leah, taking the guest's pick cumulative score up to 15-5, so I'm only 1 game ahead now. And the public actually went 2-3, but they did not have the information about the MC forfeit. I certainly would have picked MC if I didn't have that information, so I am going to go ahead and give that one to them, and that will make them 3-2 for last night's games, putting their cumulative score at 11-9. So public, once again, is represented by TeamLiquid.net's Liquibets. If you want to be represented, just register at TeamLiquid.net and do the betting up in the top left corner of the site. It's very hard to miss. It's like a bright yellow number if you haven't made your bets yet. So that's going to be it for Joshy's Picks Day 5. Thank you very much for watching again. I actually tried to do a different setup today with a real camera and some real lights and a real backdrop, but unfortunately my setup is very stupid still, and I made some mistakes and wasted a bunch of time. So maybe that will be ready by week 2, day 1. We'll have to see on Wednesday if I get that up and running correctly next time. But thanks again for watching. I'm going to be doing some more casts. I've actually got a live stream later today for the New England StarCraft 2 League, so go check that out on TeamLiquid.net as well. And I'll see you guys very soon, either here on my channel or in the NASL chat or during any of my live streams. Thanks again. See you guys soon.